Welcome to our Devos this week. We have been looking at something that we call Christian terms and definitions. I think a lot of times we use words without knowing what the meanings of the words are. And I think it confuses people outside of the church, but on top of it, inside we're confused. One of the things that we say a lot in church, it's a church word, it's like everybody's first church word almost, is the word baptize. Oh, you going to Johnny's baptism on Saturday? Oh, did you get invited to that baptism party? Or at the church, hey, they're doing baptisms this weekend. What does baptism mean? Now, we take for granted, some of us came from churches where we got sprinkled baptism. Like I was baptized at a church where they did the priest did I don't know, the Salt Bay thing of water on your face with the water. You know, it wasn't really a baptism because they just kind of doused me with a little bit of water. I've made jokes with people that'll say I was baptized and they were squirt gun baptized. They just get baptized a little bit. But really what the word baptize means is to dip under. It means to dip under. So the idea of baptism doesn't really occur unless something is submersed in. And so when we think of baptism, the reason why you see us make a big deal about baptism at the church is because we actually have a tank behind us here, and we submerge people in fully under the water. Now, why do we do that? Bottom line, it represents the fact that we are dying just like Jesus did, and we're rising in the new life that Jesus provided us as new Christians, as new creations in 2 Corinthians 5:17, that we are born again, John chapter 3, verse 3, that we are given a new life, that we have new hearts. And so baptism identifies us with being buried in Jesus' death and raised with his resurrection. So there's something else that is implied in the word baptize, and it's used elsewhere in the New Testament. We actually see that we talk about being baptized into God's fellowship or God's body. You see that a couple different places. For instance, Galatians chapter 3, verse 26 through 27. For in Christ Jesus, you are all sons of God through faith. For as many as you were baptized into Christ have put on Christ. He says you were dipped under, you were submerged, you were put in. Once you're in, you're in. I think one of the coolest things about knowing Jesus and being a Christian is that when you submit to Christ, you're in forever. You cannot be taken out of the hand of God. You are a part of God's fellowship. You're a part of his community. You are a part of his life. Your life is hidden with him. You are no longer on your own. You are blessed because you are connected to the living God. So when you think of baptism, don't just think of water. Don't just think of that. Think about the fact that once you're connected and united with God, it doesn't change. It doesn't go away. You are his child. You are forever a part of God's family. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. But certainly when you use the word baptize, again, when you think about what baptism means, just remember that once you've trusted in Christ, you're connected to him for the rest of your days.